Hip-hop has always been deeply intertwined with street culture, and gang affiliations have been a part of the genre's history for decades. One of the most well-known gangs tied to the rap scene is the Bloods, a street organization that began in Los Angeles but has spread across the United States. Some rappers use their blood connections as part of their image, while others have lived the life long before music ever came into the picture. Today, we're breaking down 6 rappers who are either documented members or have had well-publicized affiliations with the Bloods: 21 Savage, Gucci Mane, Lil Wayne, Young Thug, The Game, and YG. Starting with 21 Savage, his story is one of survival and transformation. Born in London but raised on the east side of Atlanta, 21 Savage had a rough childhood marked by violence and loss. After being expelled from every school in DeKalb County for bringing a gun to class, he found himself immersed in the streets. He became associated with a local set that was linked to the Bloods, specifically through friends and family already tied to the gang lifestyle. His breakout hit, Red Ops, wasn't just a catchy track, it was filled with gang symbolism, with red referring to blood colors and the title playing on the term ops for enemies. In interviews, 21 Savage has been open about how his environment shaped him, acknowledging that the street life was all he knew until music gave him another path. Gucci Mane's connection to the Bloods is more nuanced. Born in Bessemer, Alabama, and raised in Atlanta, Gucci was heavily involved in the streets before music fame. While he has never gone into deep detail about his gang ties in interviews, many in hip-hop culture have long associated him with Blood sets, specifically Elm Street, Peru. His early music videos and public appearances often featured Blood members and red bandanas, and over the years, he's collaborated with many confirmed Blood affiliates, including The Game and Birdman. In Gucci's case, the connection appears to be a mix of personal relationships and cultural alignment, rather than active day-to-day gang banging. Still, the imagery and alliances have been a consistent part of his branding. Lil Wayne is one of the most famous rappers to publicly associate with the Bloods. Hailing from New Orleans, Wayne began claiming Mob Peru in the mid-2000s, often shouting out the set in his songs and interviews. Fans noticed that after collaborating closely with West Coast rapper Mac 10, who is tied to the Queen Street Bloods, Wayne began appearing more frequently in red clothing, using blood hand signs, and adopting Blood slang. Tracks like Blood Walk and countless ad-libs with Sue Woo became part of his signature style. Wayne has faced criticism from some who claim he adopted the affiliation later in life, but there's no denying he has fully embraced the Blood identity as part of his public persona. Young Thug's story takes a different turn because his affiliation with the Bloods became a key point in one of the biggest rap-related criminal cases in recent history. Born and raised in Atlanta, Thug has long been associated with the Bloods, and prosecutors in Georgia allege that he co-founded a gang called Young Slime Life in 2012, which they claim operates as a Blood-affiliated set. In 2022, Thug and several YSL members were indicted on RICO charges, with prosecutors using his lyrics, social media posts, and music videos as evidence. While his defense argued that YSL was simply a record label, Thug eventually pleaded guilty to gang, drug, and gun charges in 2024, avoiding murder convictions, but receiving probation. His case reignited debates about whether rap lyrics should be admissible in court and highlighted how deeply some rappers' lives remain intertwined with gang culture. The Game is one of the most outspoken and well-known Blood affiliates in hip-hop. Growing up in Compton, California, Game was surrounded by gang life from an early age and became a member of the Cedar Block Peru set. His debut album, The Documentary, is filled with references to his Blood identity, and he has openly repped the affiliation throughout his career. Red has been a dominant color in his fashion choices, and his music often contains direct shout-outs to Blood culture. The Game has also been involved in feuds where his gang ties played a role, further cementing his image as one of the most authentic street rappers in the industry. Unlike some artists who use gang affiliation more as an aesthetic, The Game's Blood ties have always been a lived reality. Finally, there's YG, another Compton native with deep blood roots. YG is a confirmed member of the Westside Treetop Piru, a set based in his hometown. From his earliest mixtapes to his major label albums, YG has consistently represented his set, both visually and lyrically. His breakout hit BPT is literally an anthem for Blood Peru Town, replacing the C in CPT for Compton with a B to symbolize blood identity. Beyond the music, YG has also used his influence to promote peace in his community, organizing marches to reduce gang violence in Compton. While he remains proudly tied to his set, he's also shown that gang members can use their platform for positive change. These 6 artists all have different relationships with the Bloods, but there's a common thread running through each story: the influence of environment, loyalty, and image in hip-hop. For some, like The Game and YG, the affiliation is tied to where they grew up and the people they came up with. For others, like Lil Wayne, it became part of their brand after achieving success. And for artists like Young Thug, those ties have brought legal consequences that extend far beyond music. In hip-hop, blood affiliation is more than just a color or a symbol. It's a layered identity that can represent community, loyalty, and struggle, but also risk, violence, and criminal exposure. Whether these connections are based on lived experience or adopted as part of an artist's persona, they remain a powerful element in the culture. From the streets of Compton and Atlanta to the global stage, the stories of 21 Savage, Gucci Mane, Lil Wayne, Young Thug, The Game, and YG show how deeply the Blood's legacy runs in rap music.